to tonight's rewrite. The House Judiciary Subcommittee on Immigration, Citizenship, Refugees, Border Security, and International Law lives in obscurity. Attracting cameras to its hearings, virtually impossible. Even C-SPAN's cameras are too busy covering other much more important committees until Stephen Colbert was called to testify on Friday with the United Farm Workers president, Arturo Rodriguez. Rodriguez is the founder of TakeOurJobs.org, whose purpose he described on the Colbert Report back in July.
It's inviting American citizens that want to work in the fields, that want to take those jobs, that want to do agricultural work, to come out and do it. So we put up a website, TakeOurJobs.org, and we're inviting Americans throughout the United States to come and try to work in agriculture if they don't believe, or if they believe that immigrant farm workers are taking away good American jobs.
So, with 15 million unemployed Americans now desperately seeking work,
how many people of everyone in America have taken you up on this?
Only 3 right now are actually working in the fields.
3 people?
3 people.
Make that 4. I'll do it.
All right.
On Friday, Colbert testified about his experience in the fields.
But after working with these men and women, picking beans, packing corn, for hours on end, side by side, in the unforgiving sun, I have to say, and I do mean this sincerely, please don't make me do this again. It is really, really hard. For one thing, when you're picking beans, you have to spend all day bending over. It turns out, and I did not know this, most soil is at ground level. If we can put a man on the moon, why can't we make the earth waist high? Come on, where is the funding?
Colbert continued with his prepared testimony in character, which, though defended by Nancy Pelosi, who called it simply great, it provoked negative reaction from Republicans and some Democrats.
I think his testimony was not appropriate. No, I think it was an embarrassment for Mr. Colbert. More than the House. He was called.
Well, he was called by the Democratic chair of the subcommittee.
You asked me, Chris, whether the testimony was appropriate. I think it was not appropriate.
And he should not have been called.
Well, I don't know about whether he was called, but what he had to say, I think, was not the way it should have been said. If he had a position on the issues, he should have given those issues. And I think you asked my personal opinion.
You regret it?
I think it was inappropriate.
Had House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer watched all of Stephen Colbert's testimony, he would have seen history being made in Colbert's unscripted answer to a question when he broke character publicly for the first time.
I like talking about people who don't have any power. And this seems like one of the least powerful people in the United States are migrant workers who come and do our work, but don't have any rights as a result. And yet we still invite them to come here, and at the same time ask them to leave. And that's an interesting contradiction to me. And whatsoever you do for the least of my brothers, and these seem like the least of our brothers right now. A lot of people are least brothers right now because the economy is so hard, and I don't want to take anyone's hardship away from them or diminish anything like that. But migrant workers suffer and have no rights.
If Congressman Hoyer had seen that part of Stephen Colbert's testimony, then he should have issued a statement, something like this. I want to commend Stephen Colbert for his moving description of the plight of migrant workers in this country. All too often, these hardworking people are overlooked, even though we all enjoy the fruits of their labor. To have someone of Mr. Colbert's stature and influence speak out on behalf of blah, 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 blah. If Congressman Hoyer can find a more eloquent statement on the condition of migrant workers in the transcripts of any of that subcommittee's hearings, I will read those statements in their entirety on this show.